Yo, 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 welcome back to DFJ Hoops. As always, I'm your host, Andre, and I got a special guest with me in the house today. I got Mike Sports Vibes in the building, Sixers fan. He's also a Minnesota Vikings fan, real royalty in the Sixers community. We're going to talk some Sixers hoops. We're going to talk about Joel Embiid, and we're going to react to the Team USA winning gold at the Olympics at 2024. We're going to talk about that, but um, if y'all just in the comment section, I want y'all to be very active in the comment section. If you got any hot takes, you can let us know. If you got anything you want to criticize us about, you can let us know as well. But as I got Mike in the house, he's definitely there's one thing you can trust him to do. He's gonna talk that talk. What's good, bro? How's it going,
Let's
bro?
go talk that talk. The Olympics was amazing. It's this the gold against France. That matchup, you know what I mean, it was a little closer than I wanted it to be, but that was some good basketball, man. If you didn't get to watch that game, go back and watch the replay. It was spectacular. It's good basketball, man. And it went down to the wire. So
Yeah, it definitely did. And one thing that I'm really, really appreciative of is that this game was very, very competitive. That
yeah.
even though Team USA at some point they had a 15-point lead, 13-point lead, 12-point lead, France still battled. I mean, they had players that tried to make a comeback. Victor Wembanyama proved that he's next in line. They had other players like Yabusele, who was a big body down low. He kind of reminded me of Montrezl Harrell when he was with the Clippers. When he won the
Oh
Six
wow.
Man of the Year, he was being a big body down low, and he had that huge dunk on LeBron James. But
Oh, that's number 7. How you
yeah,
say his
number
name?
7, yeah, Yabusele, yeah,
How you say his name?
Yabusele. I mean, I hope
Yabusele.
I said that right. Yeah, but
Yo,
yeah, go ahead, bro.
yo, that dude when he dunked on LeBron and he flexed and stood over top of him, I said, "Oh my goodness!" I thought LeBron was gonna go off, but he couldn't. I mean, they
Yeah.
was, but yeah, that was a good. Is he in the NBA?
No, he's not. He's not in the NBA yet. He definitely should be in the NBA, but we're gonna get to him very soon. But what were your quick takeaways from the Olympics that took place yesterday?
Man, the world is definitely caught up with USA. You know what I mean? It's getting to the point where the best players play in the NBA. So and the best players throughout the whole world. So it's like it's not even though we have all these big names like LeBron, Steph, and you know what I mean, the list goes on and on. It's still hard, man, because like everybody, it's almost equal, almost not. Yeah, it's almost equal. We only won by like 12 points. I don't know I forgot the final score, but
Uh-huh.
the competition is definitely amazing. That's why I love basketball so much because it's a you don't have to be the richest to play basketball. It can be you could be in a country where it's not really developed all like that, and you could just put a little rim on a pole and you could play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes basketball so special. And you got like we almost lost against what was it Southern Sudan? Was it Southern Sudan?
Yeah, South Sudan in
And
the
they
exhibition
I,
game.
yeah,
Mhm.
and I believe Stephen A. Smith said they don't even have indoor basketball courts. So if that's the case, and they don't even have indoor basketball courts, and they almost beat us, that goes to show you how great basketball, the sport is as a whole. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how
Right.
rich you are, how poor you are. If you can play, you can play. That's what
Yeah.
makes the sport so excellent.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you. I agree with you. And just like I said, the games have been more competitive. I mean, you do hear people comparing this team to, some teams in the past, and some of those games were just not. It was just not competitive. Those teams were winning by 20 points and 15 points, and but the game has, people could say that the world is catching up, and you do see players, a lot of players on the opposing teams that could definitely play in the NBA. Even Nikola Jokic said that a lot of players on that Serbian team that we took them down in the semifinals. He did say that there's a lot of players on that team that could play
Oh
in
yeah.
the NBA, but they just don't want to live in the States. So that shows you the talent level that is around the world. But the difference is that talent is still not better than what we have right here in the United States. We have the better players, we have better teams. The skill set is just different. Our coaches are better than the overseas coaches, and I think that's the difference. And I mean, looking forward to it. I still think that United States is going to be competitive. I mean, we're still going to have the best players, but it's not going to be as easy as it once was, 20 or 30 years ago, where teams were winning by just 15 points and 20 points. It's definitely going to be competitive. Um, as we see some of these young players coming into the NBA right now. I mean, Victor Wembanyama, who was very, very, he gave us a hard time stopping him down low. I think
Hmm.
that him, Yabusele, like I said, they play very good. Even Lasort, who came off the bench for them, was being a big body down low. I think Lasort played for the Sixers at some point in his career. And even the Serbian national team, we saw some guys, going off. So the world is catching up, but I still think the United States is still going to be one of the best teams in the next Olympics because we have the better players, and I believe that we're still going to dominate. Now, let me get to these comments real quick, and then we'll continue. Shout out to my guy Tune in Sports. He says, "No way you found a way to praise Embiid and all this nasty work. Come on, bro. We gonna get to Embiid very soon, but yeah, appreciate you for being in here. Sixer fans should be ashamed. Shaking my head. DFJ and DFJ and MSV. I'm not hating, but this nasty work. Come on, man. Tune in Sports, you just being a hater." He says he just lucky LeBron took the charge and gave him a free highlight. I mean, LeBron was trying. I don't even blame LeBron on that play right there because he was trying to make a play. But the thing is, he got there a step late, and Yabusele was he. I mean, he just he made the right decision. I mean, going up strong and finishing with the dunk and getting that one opportunity. And he'll definitely post that. He'll definitely have a poster of that in his room somewhere
Oh
because
yeah.
he dunked on the best player in basketball history. Um,
Hmm.
most of these players around the world are former NBA players or current also. That is absolutely true. And that's why I'm saying that the game is heading forward and we're not going to see 20 or 15 point blowouts like we did see a few years ago. So I do talk to, older people and they keep telling me, "Oh, this team is not better than, this team or that team because they can't even win by more than 10 points." But the thing is, the competition is getting better. So you don't expect what you saw in the yesteryears. You don't expect to see that, in the future because the competition is getting better. Other countries are getting better. So we just have to get used to it and, not take some of these teams very lightly. And every time we go up against them, we should definitely look to put them away early and often. Now, talking about the game, let's talk about what Team USA did. Me personally, I was so happy with how LeBron James came out. I mean, he came out full of energy. The team, they were looking to get into early offense. They were trying to turn defense opportunities into offense. They forced France into a lot of turnovers, especially
Oh yeah.
in that first half. And you saw LeBron James being aggressive, even hustling on plays, getting a block. I think he got a block, a chase down block. He didn't give up on the play, and we turned that defensive possession into points right there. I think that Devin Booker ended up converting on the three. So they were hot, but I mean, even though Team USA got off to a hot start, France was also, they still kept it close. Victor
Hmm.
Wembanyama, like I said, when he had a matchup on Embiid, and here's what I got to say about Embiid. Now, Embiid didn't really have the best game, especially in that first half. His performance was not really appealing to me. I felt like he was being a little passive, and
Hmm.
I expected him to come out very, very aggressive. I expected him to build on what he did against Serbia. I expected him to continue the same thing in the finals, but I think they had a different game plan, and when they went to him, he just didn't have it. I think he only took like one shot, and he had some possessions where he turned the ball over, and back-to-back possessions where I was like, "Nah, Embiid is this is probably not his game." And defensively, he was getting torched by Victor Wembanyama when he got that post-up opportunity on them. I think Embiid is not really used to getting posted up, so he didn't really know
Right.
what to do in that instance. And Victor Wembanyama just turned around, shot over him, and I think Victor Wembanyama had like 7 points in that first quarter alone. And that's where, people were saying, "Oh, Embiid has to take a seat. Embiid needs to get benched." And, they took him out. And we didn't see him again until the third quarter. But LeBron James, play good. Kevin Durant was knocking down shots. Steph Curry was being Steph Curry, knocking down shots. Devin Booker, Drew Holiday, all those guys played great. And even off the bench, Anthony Edwards came off the bench and he knocked down 2 threes. Drew Holiday came off the bench and he had a pretty good game himself. Anthony Davis, and in my opinion, I think Anthony Davis is an unsung hero. Anthony Davis is somebody who I've been disrespecting for. I mean, I'll say for the last 5 years, I was really disrespecting because I didn't really think it was that good enough, right? I didn't really give him the credit that he deserves, but he really showed his value on this team defensively and offensively. He was doing certain things that, as Sixer fan, I don't expect Embiid to be doing that. Fighting on the glass for offensive rebounds, kicking the ball out for second chance opportunities. Embiid can do it, but you don't expect him to be doing it at the rate that Anthony Davis was doing it at. And also, Anthony Davis can switch out onto the perimeter and pretty much hold his own. I think Anthony Davis is the best player in the NBA. I think people might disagree with me on this take, but I think Anthony Davis is the best. No, not the best player. My fault. The best defender in the game. Uh, yeah, I think Anthony Davis is definitely the best defender in the league, and I would debate anybody on that. But Mike, I don't know what you got to say about everything that I said. I said quite a lot. I'll let you take it from here.
All right, so let's start with Anthony Davis. About being the best player in the league.
Defender, my fault.
Probably.
Defender.
I think probably like this last game, like you said, you're 100% on. Like he was spectacular on both ends of the court. When they took Joel Embiid out and they put Anthony Davis in, he was getting offensive rebound, putbacks. He was playing excellent on the defensive side of the ball. Like his defense, he had like 4 or 5 blocks, 3 steals. He was absolutely crazy on the defensive side of the ball against France. And that's part of the reason why we were winning. And that's why we probably got that big lead at one point, even though they did come back a few times and cut into that lead a few times. But Anthony Davis is one of the big, like, he's up there, in my opinion, like when it comes to performance. I think there's 3 players that really stood out to me: Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, and Steph Curry. Those are the reasons why we won, especially Steph Curry, when it comes to the offensive side. But oh my goodness, like Anthony Davis, though, man, like I agree with you. Like I don't watch the Lakers. I remember Anthony Davis when he was with the Hornets, and I remember he's so talented, but he's always hurt, kind of like Joel Embiid. But this defense that he played in this Olympics pretty much won us the dang on gold. I'm gonna keep it real. That's just my opinion. And going to Devin Booker, I got so much more respect for Devin Booker. Like I don't watch the Phoenix Suns like that. I know Devin Booker is that dude. I know he can put up buckets. I know he scored like 70 points in a game. I know he can play offense, but defensively he held his own and he was making plays. He did the dang on thing. I was like, wow, Devin Booker is playing some good defense. He's not known to play defense. And
Right.
throughout the Olympics, not just in the gold game against France, throughout he's been playing good defense, solid/good defense. And wow, Devin Booker, when it comes to getting buckets, we all know he can get buckets. And then Steph Curry, oh my goodness, clutch, ice in his veins when we needed, because it was like to the point we was up by like 12 and it was like, what was it, 3 minutes, 2 minutes left. And then they just hit a couple of threes. I'm like, why do they keep on coming back? They won't go away. And Steph Curry kept on hitting threes. So if it wasn't for Steph Curry hitting those clutch threes at the end, we might be talking about a different story right now. I'm just saying, because the
Right.
momentum, even though it seemed like all the momentum was definitely on USA, but I just could get in that feeling like, yo, this is too close for comfort. And Steph Curry just always hit a clutch three. He's the best shooter of all time, even over my guy Reggie Miller and Ray Allen. You can name who it is. You can name anybody. I can't name a player that would shoot the ball and then walk away because he knows he's going in before it goes in the dang on net. Like he's
Right.
that confident in his ability and he earned that right. Like, and I just love what I've seen from those 3 players in particular. Those are the 3 players that stood out beyond anybody. Of course, LeBron played good defense, and when he wanted to drive to the lane, he got to the lane, did his thing. But Steph Curry, Devin, and Anthony Davis for me were the 3 players of the game. You know what I mean? That really made me look at like, yo, I look at Anthony Davis a little bit different. Steph Curry, oh my gosh, like no wonder Kevin Durant said, let me go to the Warriors with Steph Curry and Clay and Green. Let me go play with them and win me a couple of championships, a couple of rings. So
Right.
it's just amazing what I witnessed, man.
Right, right. And I do want to clarify, I didn't mean the best player. I mean Anthony Davis is the best defender. So I have to clarify that because I saw I saw Twitter Sports in the comment section. He says, Mike looked at you like 80, the best player in the game. Yeah, nah, I meant the best defender in the game because I think I put I put versatility above everything. If you're versatile at
Right.
anything, I'll have you as the best. So
Got a
yeah,
lot of
that's
respect
that.
for him.
But Tuna Sports says, how do y'all feel about people complaining about Tatum not playing? I had no problem with it. Same way I had no problem with Embiid not playing. What you think about that, Mike?
All right, so Tatum, I would say one of the best two-way players in the NBA. For this particular Olympics, he struggled throughout mainly, and you got to put the best. You got to put the players that work the best in the Olympics so we can win gold. There's no you got to put your egos aside and if the coach puts you in, then you do it the best you can when you have that opportunity. But I think the coach made the right decision when it came to Jason Tatum. I'm not taking nothing from Jason Tatum. He's one of the best players in the NBA. When it comes to Joel Embiid, he had his ups and downs throughout the Olympics, and the games that he wasn't playing, okay, but when and he struggled. So he had to switch it up and put Anthony Davis in. And Anthony Davis, I'm overall throughout the Olympics outplayed Joel Embiid. So, but it worked out because the when Joel Embiid did play against Serbia, right, against Jokic, right,
Right,
he played excellent defense on Jokic. He played excellent defense in that series, and he was dominant on both ends of the basketball court, getting blocks, doing altering a lot of shots. But for this particular matchup, he had his ups and downs, Joel Embiid. For the matchup against France, it wasn't his game. But it's good to have a player like Anthony Davis to back you up. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit
right.
here and say that Joel Embiid should have never had played any of the games because they needed him because against, what was it, Serbia, and what's the game prior? Puerto Rico?
Yeah,
They needed him. He was doing his thing. They needed all his points. They needed his presence on the defensive side of the ball, so they needed him. You know what I mean? So
right.
I guess it just depends on the matchup, and but I'm just not going to sit here and say Joel Embiid shouldn't have played any games because they needed Joel Embiid to win. If you take Joel Embiid and you put him on another team in the Olympics, where he'll play for France, right? He
Right.
played for France, right? We might not win that dang on game. I'm just saying. I'm just saying because you think Anthony Davis is going to stop Joel Embiid? You think
No,
Victor and Joel Embiid on the same team on the floor together? Do you think the United States? You think Bam and Anthony Davis is going to be to stop them two? It's not happening. You know what
no.
I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so he had his moments, and he had some moments that you were like, all right, you sit on the fence, put Anthony Davis in. But yeah, that's all I got to say when
yeah.
it comes to that.
I mean, yeah. Great points right there. And I mean, me personally, I also didn't have any issues with Jason Tatum not playing because, I mean, he didn't really have a great performance in the Olympics, just like he didn't have a great performance in the NBA Finals. Uh, I mean, facts is facts. I think this team is just not. I mean, he's used to playing on the Boston Celtics. He's used to everything being revolved around him. So if you
Mm-hmm.
take him and you put him in a different situation, or you put him in on a different unit, and that unit is not catered to his skill set, it's not really going to work out for him that much. And I think the same thing goes for Joel Embiid. This Olympics team is not the 76ers, right? On the
Right.
Sixers, we run the offense through him, but on this team right here is something different because you have a lot of guys who can dribble, pass, shoot, guys who can get their own bucket, guys who can initiate the offense, and guys who's not going to necessarily need Joel Embiid to put the ball in the basket. So I didn't have it. I didn't have any issues with Jason Tatum not playing, and with Joel Embiid. I mean, like I said in the first half, I mean, we didn't see him in the second quarter because his first quarter was not really that good, but he came in the second quarter and he started to be more aggressive. He got some post up opportunities, and Yabusele was on him, and he took advantage of that mismatch. He went bully ball, got fouled, got to the free throw line, and then the next,
Mm-hmm.
I think, 2 or 3 possessions later, it was the same situation like that. And I think that time Cornier was on him. Cornier with the C, not Evan Fournier, but Cornier was on him, and bully ball style. And he got fouled, even though I thought he should have made that shot. He still got to the free throw line, and he cashed in from the
Mm-hmm.
charity stripe. So from an offensive standpoint, he was still being aggressive. He was looking for his shots. He was looking to score the basketball, but he didn't really do that in the first half or in the first quarter. And I really had an issue with it. But his second half, performance was much better than what he did in the first half, and he finished with 4 points. I wished he would have rebounded the basketball way better than he did.
Yeah.
In this game, he only had let me see, 3 rebounds. So Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Devin Booker had more rebounds than him. And I take
Mm-hmm.
rebounding very, very seriously. And if I'm a big man,
Mm-hmm.
if a guard gets more rebounds than me, I'm gonna be really pissed. I'm gonna be pissed off. But Tim Embiid, in his defense, he only played limited minutes. KD played 31 minutes. LeBron played 32 minutes. Devin Booker played 28 minutes, and he only played 11 minutes. So,
Right.
if you're on the court, longer, I mean, you can get more rebounds. You feel me? So, that's how I see it. But his overall performance is not that great. So, Tune in Sports, just to answer you, yeah, Joel Embiid did not really have a great game in the gold medal game, but I think him being in the lineup, you have a big body down low. You know what I'm saying? That's a rim protector right there who can alter a lot of shots,
Right.
who can deter a lot of shots. And when people drive into the paint, these guys are gonna keep their dribble alive because they know Embiid is, he's a very good rim protector and he can swat any shot at any time. So having him there is just, it changes the game plan for the other team. You got a game plan different. You got to scheme a little bit differently because you have a rim protector right down there in the paint. So, yeah, but to Mike, to your point, you said uh, who are the top three players of this game? You said it was Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, and who
Devin
else?
Booker and Anthony Davis. Those are my top three. Those are my top three.
Yeah,
Consistently, like I just feel like those three were just like doing a thing. You know what I
right.
mean?
I would agree with you. In this game, I think Steph Curry was the best player of the game. I think he finished with 8 threes or something crazy like that. And in the fourth
Crazy.
quarter, it was just night night. He made those four threes, especially that last 3 pointer that he made with two guys on him, stepped back to his left, and he didn't even shoot it. He just launched it, and it was cash money right there. And I mean, in the Olympics, it's not really 3 point lines. It's just long twos because the 3 point line is a little bit shorter. So when
Oh
Steph
wow.
Curry was yeah, so when Steph Curry was struggling in the beginning of the Olympics, I was kind of saying to myself, like, bro, the 3 point line is a lot shorter than it is in the NBA. So you should just treat this like a long two. You know what I'm saying? You should
Right.
just treat it like a long two, like a mid range shot. And Steph Curry, like we all know, is one of the best shooters in the game. In my opinion, I think he's the best 3 point shooter in the league. He can shoot off the dribble, can shoot off the catch. He can shoot coming off a screen. Like he's very, very versatile when it comes to 3 point shooting. So I'm gonna definitely put him over any 3 point shooter in NBA history. Not Reggie, Clay, Ray Allen. None of those guys are on the level of Stephen Curry because Steph Curry can shoot the three ball with volume. These guys cannot shoot the three with volume. So that's what I think about that. Tuna Sports says, yeah, I agree with that. It's not the same. And B will be fine when he's around the Sixers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. And shout out to my guy Zay in the bag. Appreciate you for being in here, bro. Too Tough Entertainment. He says, I'm gonna be in Philly next month, bro. Yeah, 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 bro. Bro, yeah, just come through it, bro. We got you, bro. Curry's just different. Yeah, Steph Curry is just he is so different, especially when he gets hot from the 3 point line. You should you should make sure you have a body on him because Steph Curry, you don't want him to get into a rhythm because if he does, you're in trouble. And him making shots in the first half, in the first quarter, second quarter, that really helped him to get into a rhythm. And even though in the fourth or in the second half, he started to, turn the ball a little bit more. I think he finished with 5 turnovers, but that didn't really stop him. And he really had one goal in mind, which was win gold medal at this Olympics. And he got the ball in the clutch. He proved that he wanted the ball and he wanted to close this game because LeBron showed that he was a little bit gassed because LeBron played 30 minutes. I mean, come on, he's 40 years old, so it's not that surprising. But Steph Curry proved that he wanted the ball and he proved that he's clutch. So if you think that Steph Curry is not clutch, I mean, he just proved to you that he can make big shots with the game on the line down the stretch, and he made 4 big threes to close out France and to put them to sleep. So yeah, that's Steph Curry for you. Curry's still the best guard to me currently. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I would say Luka Doncic is the best point guard in the league. But Mike, I don't know what you
Oh
feel.
no,
I don't know what you
man.
think.
I don't know. I love Luca. I love Luca, but like, I don't know, man. Just for me, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, that's hard. That's hard. Luca's so good, man. Like, But sometimes he just don't play defense, man. For his size, he could be so much better on the defensive side of the ball. What is he, 6'9", 6'8"?
6
I
7,
don't
I think.
6'7". He
Hmm.
should be so much better on the defensive side of the ball. He just values offense more than anything. But Steph Curry, I don't know, man. I don't know about him being the best. That's a hard. I gotta really think about him being the best point guard. But he's definitely up there. You know what I mean? There's not many point guards you can put above him. Off the
Hmm.
top of my head, man, who is even close to Luca or Curry? I mean,
SGA.
Drew. You can't say Drew, even though he's a very good point guard. John Morant. We don't know what he's going to look like coming off that injury, right? He got injured again, right?
Yeah, he got injured.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So John Morant. We don't know what he's going to look. I'm cheering for John Morant. I can't wait to see him next season. Who else? Tyrese Maxey's not on that level yet, and I love Tyrese, but it's not on that level. I don't know. Ant's the only other guy, you know what I mean, that you can put him in that category of probably being the best point guard,
SGA. What about
combo
SGA?
guard, I guess.
What about SGA?
Him too. That's a good one too. That's a good one. But Ant for me, he showed me so much like this last run in the playoffs because it was all on him. I don't want it was pretty much all on Ant. Let's keep it real, man. Ant just did his thing. And Towns did his thing as well. I'm not hating on Towns. The Towns be playing too soft. But Ant, for me, I just think he just got super tired and he just couldn't finish it. But Ant did some things and he was clutch and he was just big time on both sides of the court. So that's why I kind of like got him and Luca. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. It's a hard decision. I got to really think about that. SGA
I
is
mean,
another one, though.
yeah. I mean, me personally, I would say Luca because I mean he's made the All NBA first team All NBA 5 years in a row. So, he's been in the conversation of being a top 5 player slash guard
That's
for
true.
5 straight seasons. So I'll give him that. But switching gears, do you think winning gold will inspire Joel Embiid to deliver a championship to Philly?
It better. It better. Like all jokes aside, it better because I just look at it like this. Like, dude, you know what it feels to win at the very top. It's not a championship in the NBA, but it's the top when it comes to the world. You know what I mean? Getting that gold. So you got to have that feeling, and I hope that he's obsessed with that feeling, so he can go out there and work his behind off and do what he has to do to win a championship this year. Because at the end of the day, he's the best player on the Sixers, and he has to deliver. He has to be Joel Embiid. He doesn't have to be the same Joel Embiid to put up 35 points a game or 34 points in a game, but he has to deliver. Like you just made a good point when you were talking about Anthony. You was comparing Anthony Davis to Joel Embiid, and you were talking about when it comes to like rebounding and stuff. I feel like Joel Embiid needs to be more like that when it comes to the dirty work to really take that next step. Forget the offense. We know what Joel Embiid can do when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, but consistently the dirty work is what we want to see Joel Embiid do, and that means rebounding. I want to see him get 20 rebounds more consistent. I know he got a couple times in his career where he had over 20 rebounds. I want to see it more often. I want to see him have 16 rebounds not every game, but more consistently than what we see. He barely be having 10 rebounds sometimes. And that's big. Like when you were saying, when you have a point guard that's getting more rebounds than your center, that is an issue. I know this was the Olympics. This is a whole different thing. That doesn't usually happen for the Sixers. I think he's leading the team in rebounds last season. But I want to see the little things more for us to take it to the next level. And this should motivate him. You know what I mean? To see within himself, like, yo, this is what I gotta do. I seen the best. I played with the best in the world. I gotta do what they do. Anthony Davis is a champion. You can say what you want about Anthony Davis, but they not winning that championship with the Lakers and the bubble without Anthony Davis doing what he was doing. So he has to learn and be like, yo, I know what it takes. I just gotta go do it. You know what I mean? He has to just
Right.
deliver.
Right. I agree with you right there. And me personally, I think him winning this gold medal could inspire him to deliver a championship to the Sixers. Now, I look at it from this point of view. I believe if you've been playing losing basketball for your career, and then you go to a team that's won a championship, and you start playing with a team that's won a championship, it starts to change your mentality. It starts to change how you think about the game. It changes how you look at the game. So I think Embiid, being around these guys who've won championships. LeBron James has won multiple championships. Kevin Durant has won multiple championships. Stephen Curry has won
Mm-hmm.
multiple championships. So I think him playing with these guys and practicing with them, being around them, being around champions, that's really gonna change how he thinks about the game, how he looks at the game, and
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely gonna question himself as to how or what he can do to help the 76ers win a championship. And I think if he's able to ask himself these questions and he's able to buy into the mindset of a team, a championship winning team, I think Joel Embiid will be willing to do whatever it takes to win a championship. And if it's whether it's being a defensive anchor and grabbing 20 rebounds and using his gravity to be a playmaker and be a better passer, I think Joel Embiid will definitely buy into a situation like that and do what's best for the team. Because I've heard people say that they want Tyrese Maxey to be the first option, which me personally I don't have any issues with, but can we trust a guard to be, to lead you to a championship? I just don't think so. I think Joel Embiid, if we're going to win a championship, he has to be the best player, which means that he has to do whatever it takes. If you got to go grab 20 rebounds a game and put up 25 or 30 points, you got to be willing to do it because that's what the great players in the past seasons, that's what they did. Look at Tim Duncan. Now,
Oh
I'm not
gosh,
comparing Joel Embiid to Tim Duncan.
I
So for
love
y'all in the
Tim.
comment section, y'all bet please don't get on me about that. But all I'm saying is Tim Duncan back in '03, he did what he was supposed to do, and he led that that San Antonio Spurs team to a championship. He did what he was supposed to do. Shaq did what he was supposed to do. Moses Malone, when he got to the Sixers back in 1983, he did what he was supposed to do: be the best player, be a better rebounder, and help his team win games. So I do see this opportunity being. I do see Joel Embiid taking advantage of this opportunity, and I can see his mentality change. Heading to next season. I don't think he's gonna play not so winning basketball. I'm really glad that he has this opportunity to kind of like be in shape, play some level of basketball because he's always coming in the season out of shape. So uh,
Yeah,
this
that's a
this
good point.
this experience for him is definitely going to change his mindset, and I think he's going to come into season in shape, and he'll be willing to do whatever it takes to help the 76ers win a championship. That's what I think.
And DFJ, let me say this, like, I want people to understand, like, we're not talking about just anybody. This is Joel Embiid is one of the most talented players ever. You know what I mean? He
Right.
has it. It's not even that he can't do it. If he wants to average 8 assists a game, he could probably do that. I truly feel like that. If he wanted to average 15 rebounds a game, I truly feel like he can do that. Just like when he wanted to average 35 points a game, he did it. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, and he improves every single year since he's been in the NBA. I know he's been hurt. He improves on his game every single year. I'm like, how can you get any better? This guy, before he got hurt last season, I know we're going back to last season, but I just want to just say this real quick. Before he got hurt, this man was on a he was a terror to everybody. He was destroying everybody. They were talking about him being the MVP again.
Right.
That's how this man, and it was like, how did he get better from the previous year? This man gets better every season. So he has the talent. It's really his mindset on, yeah, Joel, I know you can do the scoring and scoring. You know what I mean? People value scoring more than everything. And you got to score to win. But at the same time, rebounding is one of the most important because you control the game when you rebound. When you get your defensive rebounds, you control the other team from getting offensive rebounds and potentially scoring again. When you get your offensive rebounds, you're giving your team another opportunity to score, giving your yeah. So it's like rebounding is such a important factor in being champions and like winning the gold. It for the beating France. Rebounding is such an important stat that people don't talk about as much. And as a Sixer fan, as I know you're saying that too, DFJ. Like rebounding is just like if you win or lose if you don't rebound. If you win most of the time when you rebound, you lose if you don't. Period. That's just what it is. Unless you're really hot from
Facts.
the field, unless you're very hot from the field and you're making everything, there ain't gonna be no rebounds. But 9 times out of 10, a team's gonna get cold eventually. And if you're not rebounding and the team keeps getting offensive rebounds, you're gonna lose that game. If you keep allowing people to out rebound you, you're going to eventually lose that series in the playoffs. Because we thinking about not even just regular season, we talking about playoffs, we talking about getting into the Eastern Conference Finals and getting to the finals. When it came to the finals this previous season, it was rebounding. It was the Celtics literally dominated the Mavericks in rebounding. There was probably like one game where the Mavericks probably out rebounded the Celtics. Other than that, the
Right.
Celtics obliterated them in that stat category.
Yeah, that is so true. Jason Tatum, they had all their players were rebounding the basketball. Even Drew
Right.
Holiday, I think one game he had a triple double. So
Right.
they rebounded as a team. But let me get into these comments right here. Shout out to Big Fan Breezy, bro. Appreciate you for being in here. Appreciate you. He says salute to 1K subs. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Tuna Sports says it's Luka and Curry for me. Yeah, I mean I'll put SGA over Curry, but I have Luka Doncic, SGA, and Stephen Curry. But yeah, let's move forward. And who do you think will play in the Olympics next 4 years?
You know what? I was thinking about that, man. We're going to see the up and coming players, man. We're going to need some veterans, but I look at LeBron, he's going to be gone. He ain't going to be in the NBA. And if he is in the NBA, I don't think so. I think LeBron's gonna retire when he's on the top of his career. I don't think he's gonna wait until, like, no disrespect to my guy Vince Carter. Vince Carter, he just played super long. And I mean, even though he was putting up some numbers, he was scoring a little bit, but he's not gonna be a Vince Carter. He's gonna retire when he's still averaging 20 plus points. That's just my opinion when it comes to LeBron. So I don't think he's gonna be able to play. Steph Curry, I don't know how old Steph Curry is, but I have a feeling he's in his
36.
late 30s, right?
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to play either. But I don't know, man. I think John Morant's going to be in the Olympics. I think Ant, of course. I think Jason Tatum's going to be a veteran, so hopefully he learned from this previous Olympics. And I think Joel Embiid will still play because Joel is 31 or 30,
Nah,
one of the
30.
two.
30.
30, so I think he'll still be able to play. But he might not even play for USA. He might go to France. So that's the issue right there. That's my problem. Like, we got to make sure, like, our big men, American big men, can you name off the top of your head American big men that's going to be able to play in the next 4 years? Like, I'm talking about a true center. Bam, he's going to get destroyed by Jokic or Embiid or Victor Wembanyama. Like, he's gonna get destroyed. I like Bam. He's a good defender, but come on, man. If he's
What you
gonna get
think
in
of?
foul trouble and get fouled out,
Yeah, what you think of Chet? Chet Holmgren.
I think he's talented. I think he gotta get his weight up. I think he's gonna get pushed around against
Right.
the Olympics. He's gonna get pushed around. He gotta get his weight up.
Right.
I don't know any American centers there's no Dwight Howards that I see coming out. I don't see American centers. I got to look at the draft, this previous draft. I can't even think off the top of my head who was a big man. What's Sar? He's not from America.
No, he's from France.
So it's like everybody's from France and other countries. So I don't know. The center position is going to be our problem. It's going to be our kryptonite. So we better make sure our guards, our wings, our power forwards are on point. Like, we got to make sure they're top, really, really, really good. But
Right.
the center position is my biggest concern in the next Olympics, man. Like, I can't name anybody.
Uh, if I'm to predict, here's my 12-man team for the 2028 Olympics. So I got John Morant, I got Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker, and Tune in Sports. I know you're gonna be hype about this one. Donovan Mitchell,
Oh, yeah.
Cade Cunningham, Jason Tatum,
Man.
Zion Williamson, Paolo
Yes,
Banchero. Yeah, Zion Williamson, Paolo Banchero, Jalen Williams for the Thunder, Scotty Barnes from the Toronto Raptors, Bam Adebayo, and Chet Holmgren. Those are my 12 men. lineup, which I mean, it could be changed because I mean, it's the next 4 seasons. I mean, we don't know. And
Right.
to
It
your
might be
point,
a
when
star that we get drafted that's gonna be just lights out
right, right,
American.
and
You know what I
then
mean?
like you said, you don't know any American centers off the top of your head. I mean, I'm
Right.
really high on Jalen Duren, Detroit Pistons. Even
Okay.
though they're trash, but I mean, I think he has a lot of
Potential.
he has a lot of potential. I think he'll be one of the. I mean, not one of the best, but he'll be a solid or a decent, center.
He said Jared Allen. No, I'm sorry, bro. Like, I guess if we're desperate, you know what I mean? We got to do. We have to.
To this point, I almost put you in timeout for that comment right there.
Guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
but he said Evan Mobley will be the best when that time comes too. Evan Mobley's playing for the Bahamas. I showed you that picture the last time. I don't know if he's going to be playing for the States, but he will be playing for the Bahamas, so we can't really include him in that discussion. But
it's
yeah,
gonna
I
be
think
tough.
we definitely have the talent. We just have to see these guys, grow. And I
Yeah.
believe in the next 4 seasons, John Moran will be in his prime. Anthony Edwards will be in his prime.
Yeah.
Um, Cade Cunningham will be in his prime. Paulo Banchero, who I'm so
Oh
high
yeah.
on.
He's
I'm really high on.
American, right?
Yeah, he is. I mean, yeah, he's American Italian, but
Okay.
he's playing for the American team. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Cool.
really high on him. Jalen Williams, I'm really high on him as well.
Oh
As well as
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and Chet Holmgren. I'm really high on Chet as well. So I mean, in the next 4 seasons or in the next 4 years, these guys are gonna get so much better, and I can't wait to see
And
how
Brown.
Jalen Brown.
Yeah. You think they're gonna put him
That
in?
that that
Or
could
that's
that could
politics
be.
is gonna.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I had Cade Cunningham on my list. I mean, you can
Okay.
sub him out and put Jalen Brown
I'll
in there.
put Jalen
So
Brown. I know that man
yeah,
can play. I know he
right,
can. I know
absolutely.
when it counts the most, that man can. He's he already done it. You know what I mean? He won a championship, so he was MVP for a reason. So I just feel like he should definitely be in there. Maybe Jason Tatum will play more consistent, play better. You know what I'm saying? So um, but like, yeah, we want to see what happens. I'm gonna know what now. You got me thinking. I'm gonna definitely pay attention to college basketball,
Hmm.
American centers, and see what's coming out because this could be a concern. This could be concerning, especially if Joel Embiid goes and you know what I mean to France or something like you know what I mean, or plays for
I mean, I
Cameroon.
think he was trolling with that when he said that. I don't think you can just change your countries like
Oh,
that.
for
Yeah,
real?
yeah,
Okay, well then never
it don't
mind.
really
Then if
work
that's
like
the
that.
case, yeah, because if they can just switch, like, I don't want to play for USA. I'll play for this team next 4 years. That's yeah,
Yeah,
that that'd be
it don't really work like that. Cause I don't know if you know this player, Thon Maker. He played for the Australian team, but he's from South Sudan. So he was trying to
oh wow.
switch. Yeah, he was trying to switch to play for South Sudan this Olympics, but FIBA denied him. I mean, they said you can't do that, so he wasn't able to play for his home country. So yeah, it don't work like that. I think NBA was
Okay.
just trolling with that. But
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, 'cause that would have been messed up. Yo, because if you think about it, yo, like if you just switch one play, if you switch and put Joel Embiid on that France team, do you think we're beating USA? Or do you think they're beating us? Do you think France is beating USA? You put Joel Embiid on that team? Then you're gonna have to replace Joel Embiid with somebody, but what,
somebody right,
Bam or who?
man, it's very difficult, but
And take Rudy off. We don't need. Oh, I wanted to talk to you about that. So how do you feel about Rudy, man?
man.
How do you feel about Rudy in the Olympics, man? Because you be hyping him up. I just got to get your honest opinion, man. Talk to me, man.
First of all, Rudy's he's a goofball, right? He's a 7 foot goofball. He does certain things on the basketball court. I be questioning myself, like, bro, what are you doing? I mean, last game, I think Embiid intercepted his lob attempt, right, and then he grabbed Embiid, and Embiid was trying to get away, and he had his knees. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And Shaq even posted that on his Instagram. I was like, bro, this dude he's just something else. But I mean, when it comes to Rudy, I just him being a defender and him being able to anchor a defensive unit, that's something that I really, really appreciate. That's something I really, truly value. And I know you're laughing, but I mean, we've seen players of his caliber that anchor defensive units, and they were trash offensively. I mean, I probably think you got high respect for Ben Wallace, but Ben Wallace was trash
Hey,
offensively.
no, DJ, we not gonna put Ben Wallace in here, man.
I mean, I'm saying
Ben Wallace is way better, in my opinion, way better than Rudy has ever been. That's just my opinion,
He
man.
was he was trash offensively though.
Yeah, he was,
He
but
never
then,
averaged double figures. He never
but
averaged
then
double figures in points, and he shoots
that's true.
41% from the free throw line. He's trash offensively,
Offensively, he's trash, but
but
but he brings it on the defense. He's elite.
exactly that's what Rudy
Rudy
Gobert
ain't
does.
elite to me on defense.
Come,
I promise you. I know he's getting all these awards. I don't know. I think they overhyping him. He just be getting cooked. Like when I see him go against, I know Joel Embiid cooks him. When I see him go against Jokic, he gets cooked. When he goes against the best centers in the NBA, he gets cooked. He doesn't
but
even. He
so let
gets
me ask you a question. Name one great defensive center that never got cooked in the finals, bro. You a Sixer fan,
Ben Wallace.
bro. Shaq destroyed him in 2004,
They won it though, and no,
but he got destroyed.
he
But I mean,
he
the Minnesota Timberwolves, they beat the
he
Nuggets, but
he made a lot of plays though, man. He might have
he
got
did.
destroyed in some aspects, but he made a lot of plays, was blocking Shaq and everything.
But Shaq still destroyed him.
No, because you putting Ben Wallace in here. Let's switch this around real quick.
Now, wait.
Put Rudy,
Let me
hold
say
on,
this
hold on,
real quick.
DFJ.
Let me
Put
say this real quick
Rudy.
though. Let me say this real quick. I don't think Rudy Gobert is a better defender than Ben Wallace, but go ahead. I just wanted to
But
make that
hold
get
on,
that
no,
out the
hold
way.
on, DFJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you put Rudy on the Pistons and have Shaq go against Rudy, what you think's gonna happen to Rudy?
Bro, he gonna get destroyed. We know that, bro.
Yeah, that's my point. At
But
least
bro,
you know
we
what I'm
can't sit up
saying.
here.
I'm
We can't
just
sit
saying
up
he
here and
gets
act like
cooked.
Shaq
Shaq
didn't
was in that
cook
ball, man.
Ben
I
Wallace.
know.
Because Shaq cooked Ben Wallace. Every great defensive center got cooked at some point in their career. I watched
He
David
always gets
Robinson.
cooked.
What?
But Rudy always gets cooked.
I mean, because he's always going up against the best. In the Western Conference, he always got to go up against the best. He got to go up
Now,
against. Yeah,
now,
go ahead, bro.
let me ask you this question: does Joel Embiid get cooked a lot when he guards centers? Does he get cooked a lot?
I mean, what great center has Embiid ever gone up against in the playoffs?
That's true. That is true because we haven't gotten anywhere. We haven't gotten anywhere. But I'm just saying, like in regular season, just talking about regular season. Does he get cooked a lot against centers?
I saw Anthony Davis demolish him in that 21-22 season, right? I mean, just yesterday, Wembanyama was eating his lunch, right?
Hold on now. Hold on, DFJ. Hold on now. So all right, do you know the series between Anthony Davis and Joel Embiid, like the wins and losses? Do you know I don't have it on
Nah,
in
but
front
we're
of me.
talking about performances, so we got to put
But
wins and losses
going
out the
against
way.
head to head, Joel Embiid has dominated Anthony Davis head to head.
But Anthony
Head to
Davis
head
has
when it comes
also
to
dominated
scoring.
him, though.
Who?
Anthony Davis has also dominated Embiid. We cannot leave that out
But
the
the
way.
dubs count too, don't they?
I mean, okay, me personally, we're talking about
Does he do?
performances. I put wins and losses out the way. We're talking about strictly performances. That's why. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Nah, man, because your performance should make you win. If you that dude,
Not always, because if you're on a terrible team and you're going up against a super team, you can play great, but you just ran into a way better team, you're gonna lose.
so you're telling me the Sixers was a super team?
Now I'm
When we
not
was
saying that,
going
but
against Anthony Davis and the Lakers, they had a better overall squad, in my opinion.
nah, the season I'm talking about, the 2021-2022 season, the Lakers was trash. They missed the playoffs.
Who
That's
did
why
we have on that team?
I think we had Embiid,
Was Jimmy
Maxi.
on there? Jimmy wasn't on
Nah,
there, right?
Jimmy was not. Nah, that's I'm talking about 2021-2022. So that's
That
the
was
season where we
Ben
traded for
Simmons.
Harden. Yeah, right.
Come on, man. Come
But
on.
every great defender gets cooked. I don't know why
They
y'all try to
all
make.
get cooked, but Rudy gets cooked all the time, bro. There's like you can get cooked sometimes, but then you get cooked all the time. Yo, DFJ, I don't know where you why do you like Rudy so much again? You said
I
he anchors the defense.
that's something he brings to the table that I appreciate. The same way I appreciate Ben Wallace, what he brought to the table when he played for the Pistons, even though he was trash offensively, right? If you gave him the basketball 15 feet away from the
Oh yeah,
basket, he probably can't score, right? But Rudy Gobert can average double-digit points, right? But it's what he does defensively. That's what I appreciate. That's all I'm saying. Mark Eaton, trash offensively, but what he did defensively is what I appreciate. That's why. But if we're talking about, player for player or defensively, yeah, Ben Wallace is a way better defender than Rudy Gobert. And with Rudy Gobert, I mean, people saying that he's being some of the awards he didn't deserve. I mean, you can make an argument that Wembanyama deserved the last one. I mean, you can make a legitimate case, but I think Rudy deserved it because he anchored that Minnesota Timberwolves team. And bro, let me bring this up too. That 2021 Utah Jazz team, that team had no business being a top 5 defensive team in the NBA, but they were top 5 because of Rudy Gobert. They had Donovan Mitchell, who's a cone defensively, Jordan Clarkson, who's a cone defensively, Joe Ingles, who's a cone defensively, but that team was anchored defensively by Rudy Gobert. And that's something that he brings to the table that I appreciate. Now, yeah, he's a goofball. He does some stupid shit on the basketball court. He's a bit goofy, but yeah, I think I'll just
I
leave it at.
think I think honestly, all right, Rudy's a good defender when it comes to like every like when it, for wings, point guards, maybe in some of the power forwards. But when it comes to the center, I'm talking about the dominant centers in the NBA. No, I'm sorry, man. He just doesn't do it for me. Like he does get some blocks. I'm not going to say he doesn't get blocks against centers. Maybe even against Joel Embiid. He probably blocked Joel Embiid a couple of times, but most of the time, when I see him go against these dominant centers, it's like he's always getting cooked. But I get what you're saying. He does anchor it to a certain extent. That's why he got these awards. But you don't go against dominant centers every single game. So it's some of the times he's not really worrying about a center that's going to can give you 50 points in a game. So he's not. He's just guarding a center that's probably not an offensive minded player like a Joel or a Jokic or someone like that in that caliber. But I don't know, man. Something about Rudy, like I feel like he's the weak link. Like I think for the Timberwolves, I feel like if they would have played Naz Reid a little bit more than Rudy, because I feel like Rudy just did nothing offensively at all. He's not really known for that. He did make that turnaround, spinning run, that turnaround jump shot that shocked the crap out of me. I said, "Oh snap!"
Yeah, it
But
shocked me too.
yeah, that shocked me. That one turnaround jump shot. But I think Naz Reid for that particular series, because I feel like coaches got to make that adjustment, even though he might be the star center for
Hmm.
most of the season and in the playoffs. He made some plays. That particular series, they should have played Naz Reid a lot more because he not only he can play defense, but Naz Reid can hit the three, he can hit the midi. He does a lot. He just brings more than Rudy for that particular series. I think it's just a matchup thing when it comes to Rudy. Not taking that he's not a good defender. I don't want to say he's not a good defender because he is. I'll be crazy if I say he's not a good defender. But when it comes to certain matchups, he's just not that guy. Just my opinion. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would say we could say that for a lot of defenders. I mean, you and I, we both watched Shaq destroy Dikembe Mutombo, who was
Oh my God.
the defensive player of the year that year, right? And Shaq destroyed him. So, and then there's something that's
Whew.
not even in Rudy's favor that was in Ben Wallace's favor. Ben Wallace played in an era that really catered to the defense, right? The games were slowed down. That was one of the best defensive times in the NBA. But right now, the rules really favor the offense, so it puts the defense at a disadvantage, right? So Rudy, even at a disadvantage, is still able to impact the team defensively by his his rim protection, him being in the paint, and his rebounding as well. I mean, he's led the league in rebounding before. He's led the league in blocks, so that's what he brings to the table that I appreciate. But when we talk about player for player, yeah, I don't put him on that level. But as a defender and somebody who could really help, because people don't really like defense, but I really like defense. That's why I can talk highly about Bill Russell. Bill Russell is trash offensively. You give him the ball 15 feet away from the basket, he probably can't score. As a center, he shot like 44% from the field. That's trash. But because of what he did defensively, the Boston Celtics were able to win 11
Yeah.
championships in
Yeah.
13 years. So that's something that he does that I appreciate. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing Rudy Gobert to Bill Russell for all the clowns in the comment section. But yeah, I just want to get to the last question and we can get up out of here. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good segment right there. That was a great segment right there. But what team do you think is better? The 1992 Dream Team or the 2024 Avengers team?
2024. Uh, that's so hard to determine. Like, if they went head to head, like if you're comparing like how they went against in the Olympics, there's no real comparison because we talked about that earlier. Like the competition is so much better,
Right.
and the reason why the original Dream Team won by 20 points every game because the competition it wasn't good, wasn't the best. So, but when
Wait,
you're
wait,
talking about head,
hold on real quick, bro. My fault. Sorry for cutting you off, but Tune In Sports, you better stop that. Ben Wallace was over when he got to Cleveland. So stop that, bro. I will put you in timeout for that shit. But go ahead, my fault.
but like when you're talking about head to head, man, that is so hard. But I know for a fact that I don't even freaking know. That is hard, man. But because are you talking about the era where they could be physical, or are you talking about the soft era we got now? Because if they play where you could be physical, I got the Dream Team, the original Dream Team, because they can check them, they can put their hands on them more on the defensive side of the ball. But if you're talking about now, like nowadays, how you can't touch players, I probably got the 2024 team because I don't know, because then again, Michael probably at the free throw line, and I know Magic was a little bit up there, but still, Magic is Magic. I
Right.
don't know, man. That is hard, man. I gotta hear what you got to say, man. I gotta think this through. It just depends, man. Because do you think the era? Because look, if you play in the physical era back in the day, right, and they went head to head, Steph Curry's not gonna be Steph Curry. Do you think the Scottie Pippen is gonna let Steph Curry do what he's doing? He's gonna be so physical with Steph Curry. Steph Curry he gonna give up the ball. He's not gonna he ain't gonna be able to get off the shots that he's getting off now. I'm just saying. I don't think.
So if
The
you put
physicality is so much different. You know what I mean?
so
Um,
If you put Scottie Pippen on Steph Curry, who guards Kevin Durant? Who
I
guards
don't know.
LeBron?
I have no clue. I have no clue. I have no clue. I have no clue. But I'm just saying, like, or you can put Michael on Steph. They're going to be so physical on Steph. I don't think Steph is going to be. He's going to get his stuff. Steph is Steph, but
Right.
I just feel like if you play in the era when they were physical like that, man, I just don't think he's going to be able to get off like that. And I think that even Durant, even though Durant's a baller, he's just a street baller. You can put him on the street, like he's cool with physicality. So I'm not worried about Durant. Um, I'm trying to think of the centers for the Dream Team. Patrick Ewing. Hold on, who was the centers?
Yeah, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson.
David Robinson. Wow. Damn. Whew, that's hard, man. I gotta think that through. Bro.
Yeah, that is tough. But
That is hard.
look at this guy, bro. Jared Allen cooked Embiid in the in
I know.
season tournament.
I
Bro, come
laughed
on,
at
man.
that comment, man. I said, man, and how many times did Joel Embiid cook him? I'm just
Man, yeah,
saying.
but I mean, with this question, right, I got the Avengers team, and me personally, I'll play to the 2024 rules. I mean, if I'm the head
Okay.
coach, I'm playing zone on the 92 Dream Team. I play 1-3-1 matchup zone. Go on the ball screens on Magic Johnson every single time because he's not a great jump shooter. If you
Right.
go under screens and you force him to take that jumper, you focus on everybody else and you force him to be a scorer instead of a passer and a playmaker. I think it's definitely going to be difficult for him. Michael Jordan, I don't really trust him from the 3-point line, even though Michael Jordan can get to the baskets. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna play zone, because when you play zone, it limits, player penetration, pause if necessary. So I'm gonna play zone, what I'm saying? I'm gonna force all these guys to shoot jumpers. Michael Jordan, I'm gonna force you to take all those threes. Now, if you take 12 threes and you can make 10 of them, guess what? I shake your hand. But I don't trust Michael Jordan to go 10 for 12 from the 3-point line. Now, Larry
Right.
Bird is a good shooter, don't get me wrong. But with volume, I don't think he can sustain that for a longer period of time. And Scottie Pippen, you're gonna have to make a lot of threes. Bro, I'm gonna force all these guys to make to
Make threes. Okay, I see
make
what you're
threes
saying. Yeah.
and limit them from getting to the basket because they can get to the basket. I don't take that away from them. So I'm gonna play zone. What I'm saying? I'm gonna play pack line defense, and I'm gonna force these guys to take jumpers. I'm not gonna let them grab rebounds or get to the basket. That would be my game plan. And
That's
offensively, I mean, come on, bro. We're spacing them out. What I'm saying? KD's a threat. He can put it on the floor. He can get to the basket. He can
yeah.
shoot the three. LeBron James is just a freight train going to the basket. Steph Curry's going to run his ass off on that court. Whoever guards him, good luck, because those guys were not as conditioned as people try to make it seem like. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Charles Barkley. I like I like Chuck. Play for the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? But Chuck ain't playing no defense, bro. Let's be let's be real. And point guard John Stockton, he didn't really play too much, but John Stockton probably could, as an on-ball defender, he probably could give Steph Curry some difficulties. But Steph Curry, his value off the ball is just it's second to none. And
He
he's
can
just
play
gonna be
off
run.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he plays off ball. It's just gonna be difficult for all of those guys. And Embiid, on the block, with his skill set. Come on, bro. Now, he's definitely going to get some difficulties from, David Robinson and Patrick Ewing because those are some
Yeah.
defensive big men. So they're definitely going to give him some trouble. But
He
Embiid is
cooking
still going to,
for him. He
yeah,
cooking. He cooking. I don't care. I know you wanted to talk to him, girl. He cooking them. He
Embiid
cooking
still going to
them.
get to his spots. These are hypothetical. So, I could be
Right,
wrong.
right,
But,
right, right.
Bam Adebayo is going to be Bam. I think he can definitely take, some of these defensive matchups. Anthony Davis, like we said, he crashes the offensive glass like no other. And, he gets a lot of second chance opportunities for himself and for the team. So I just think, and Anthony Edwards, who's going to guard Anthony Edwards?
Yeah, the best two defenders, like wing defenders, I'm trying to think of the dream team, will definitely be Scotty and
Scotty and
Michael,
Mike.
right?
Yeah, Scotty and Mike.
The only two that I could think off the top of my head like that can definitely shut somebody down probably, but that's a hard the zone, but that can stop if you force them to shoot. They might not be the maker. I know Magic, he learned how to shoot that midi. He's not a 3-point shooter by any means. But yeah. I don't
You give
know,
him the
man.
Ben
That's
Simmons
a good
treatment, if you give him the Ben Simmons treatment, he's gonna be ineffective, bro. He's not gonna make that jumper consistently. I'm just saying. I come on, bro. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
That would be a really good matchup, man. Like I'm just thinking of for the point guards, Magic. I'm trying to think of who else. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm missing a player on the original Dream Team. You
Yeah, it was
said Charles
Magic
Barkley.
and Stockton. Yeah, Isaiah did not make that team
Oh
because
yeah, that's Isaiah. They keep talking about that. They salty about that. I'm
right.
salty about that. I feel like he should have been on that team. But
Probably
I think you're right about that. Cause when it comes to shooting wasn't a big thing back in the day, especially from three. So
right.
if we play in today's rules and we play zone and we force them to shoot and they're not making their threes, it's a wrap. I think we're gonna blow them out. I don't want to say blow. I don't want to disrespect the greats, but it's gonna be they're gonna be we're gonna win by at least 10. I think.
Yeah, I think if you play zone, that would be the answer because Michael Jordan didn't have to deal with zones. Larry Bird, all those guys, they didn't have to deal with zones. Because of the illegal defense, in the '90s. So you had to play your
Yeah.
guys one on one. So Michael Jordan is used to single coverage. He's not used to playing boxing one on him or triangle and two and playing these matchup zones against him. So he didn't have to deal with it. So I think that would definitely kind of like make him a little bit, scoring wise, it'll make him a little bit ineffective because he's not going to be very, very efficient from the field. That's why I keep saying, like, I'm not going to let him get to the basket. I'm not going to let him post up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a zone defense, a zone coverage with intense ball pressure on the strong side. So it's going to be very, very difficult for you to get the ball in the middle. If you can get the ball in the middle and make some plays, yeah, you got me over there because, Magic Johnson, if you put him in the middle, he can definitely make some good passes, make some good reads, and make the right play every single time. But I'm a force Magic Johnson to be a scorer. I'm gonna go on this ball screens. Say take that shot. If you make it, I shake your hand. But
from three, Michael Jordan shot for his career 32.7% from three.
trash.
Way is below average. Right now I think average is 35%, right? 34,
36%, I
35.
think. 36. 36.5.
36%. So he's way
Yeah.
below. He's way below. There was a couple years he did shoot, 42% from three, 37% from three, but he only shot the three.
Wait. Hold on. What year was that?
Um,
When he shot
that
42,
was
42 from
95,
three.
96.
Okay, they moved the 3-point line closer to the basket. All right, that's the context. So keep going.
Okay. Yeah, because he only shot 3 times though. 3 times, up to 3 times, 1 to 3 times. He never shot in his career more than three threes in the game because it wasn't that type of game back in the day. And I'm trying to look up another like Larry Bird. I'm about to look up Larry Bird and see what his 3 point percentage is because I know he could shoot. So
Right.
would he bust that zone by making a whole bunch of threes? We'll see about that. I'm curious. What you think his percentage is?
Wait, hold on. Let me respond to Bruce. Bruce, I appreciate you for stopping by, but because of the illegal defense, he didn't have to face zones. He didn't have to face double teams consistently. Even he said that. He said if I played the time I played, if I played in the zone era, I probably wouldn't have had the career that I did have. So even Michael Jordan even acknowledged that. So I'm not capping. It's just facts. I mean, they probably double teamed him here or there, but it was not constant. You know, who's guarding Barkley? On the Avengers team, I mean Barkley was a problem. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
but
Barkley's he's a
Barkley was a
rebound
problem,
machine. He's freaking. He was an
and Barkley
amazing
could
player.
shoot the jumper. He had a jump shot, but that's what I keep saying.
See,
I'm a keep
all right.
going.
So Larry Bird was a better 3 point shooter, but the thing about it is she's not shooting that many threes. He's only shooting like three threes at the most. He shot 37% from three for his career, but my whole thing is like I said, it's a different game now. So it's like if they play with today's rules and they can't make their threes consistently, I'm sorry, they losing by at least 10. I understand my bull Bruce is saying that capping is real, but I'm saying if they can't make their threes and we play zone and we force them because they ain't driving in the lane because we playing zone
Right,
and we force
help.
them to shoot threes
We're
all
helping.
day.
We're helping and recovering. We're stunting and recovering. You know what I'm saying? We're forcing these
Yeah.
guys to shoot threes. You gotta make those threes. That's why I said if Magic can make out of 12 threes, if he can make 10, I'll shake his hand. You know
But
what I'm
you know
saying?
what though? This is the one thing
Go
I
ahead.
would say about Bruce because he said Malone. Like my whole thing is this: rebounding. They're a way better rebounding team, and that's what can keep them in the game when it comes to
Mhm.
offensive rebounds. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Offensive rebounding and of course defensive rebounding. Like that could keep them in the game because they'll have more possessions, and then they'll take possessions from us because we ain't probably gonna get no offensive rebounds on this team. Well, Anthony Davis could probably get some rebounds, maybe. You know what I mean? But the rebounding for me with Malone and Robinson and Ewing, yeah, that's tough. That's
So
tough
so
right
Bruce
there.
said France did not shoot a lot of threes. That's a lot. They attempted 33-point shots. That's a lot of threes in my opinion. But it was
They
not.
made a lot of them too.
Yeah.
I believe they made a lot of them too. So we
They made
just
nine out of 30. They only made nine. So
oh for real? Oh
yeah,
okay.
only nine. So they
Okay,
didn't
never
really shoot that good
mind.
from the three. But I mean, we didn't really play zone coverages that much because I don't think Steve Kerr believes in zones. So we didn't really see zones throughout this. That's what I'm saying. It's hypotheticals. If
Your
I'm the
servers.
coach, yeah,
Yeah, it would be. That's a tough debate though, man, because it's just like because if you play with their rules, I think they winning. If we play with the rules we got now, I think we're winning. I think if you could be physical with their rules and how they used to play defense, they winning that game,
I
bro.
mean, even if, let's say we're playing by their rules, right? They were used to players playing with their backs to the basket. They didn't have to face like guys who really have had a face up dribble. That's why you saw Allen Iverson.
Offense, more of an offensive game. Yeah.
Right. That's why you saw Allen Iverson cross up Michael Jordan because he didn't have to deal with that kind of players. Guys that could actually face you up and hit you with a crossover. It's going to be very, very difficult for them. That's why we saw Scottie Pippen get crossed up by Grant Hill, and he dunked all
Man,
over
I
him.
miss Grant Hill. If he didn't get hurt, man, the potential of Grant Hill. Oh my
Grant Hill,
goodness.
Penny Hardaway, all those
Oh yeah,
guys.
Hardaway.
Penny
Yes.
Hardaway, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, he got blackballed, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Tuna Sports says Serbia shot better. I mean, I don't have it pulled up, but I mean that Serbia team's a way better. They shoot the threes better than the '92 Dream Team. That's the point.
Yeah, they was making some. They was
Yeah,
making some
I mean,
threes.
and they had Jokic. Jokic is one of the best, playmakers in my opinion.
Like
Now,
I'm curious that the '92 Dream Team, how many threes did they even attempt? Like how many threes did they make, and they were blowing out teams by 20. You know what I mean? They're blowing out teams by 20, and the reason why because they were way more talented. They had a better team, but on top of that, the competition wasn't like it is now. Right
right.
now, like literally, you got so many. The whole NBA is just is from the whole world, all the players. So it's different. It's just different, man. People don't want to admit that when Charles Barkley was, and I love Charles when he was like, "Oh, we should be blowing out every team by 20." It's not back in the day, Charles. Like it's not. This is a whole different time. You know what I mean? And
Right.
if the '92 Dream Team played with the team that just won gold, if they would have played these teams, Serbia, I don't know, would they get through it? I'm just saying.
I mean,
Would it be, and if they did get through it, would they be blowing them out by 20? I guarantee they wouldn't be blowing them out by 20.
I think
Guarantee.
they win, but yeah, I don't think it's a 20-point blowout.
It
I
ain't
I
no
just don't
20
see it.
point blowout like Charles is talking. I understand that we talk about all time greats when you talk about Magic and Larry and you know what I mean, Malone and all of them, but still the this time like nowadays these players is just so much better. The world has caught up.
Yeah, the skill set. I mean, players are now more skilled. I mean, as much as people want to, be in disbelief or be in denial, the talent now is way better than what it was back in 1992. So it's something that we got to face. But I mean, I'm not gonna disrespect, the 92
Grades.
Dreams. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna be so nasty, but yeah, they definitely beat that Serbian team. But it's not gonna be a 20-point blowout.
And that's why people say I hate doing this. I hate feeling like I'm coming at back
Hypotheticals
in the
is just
day. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
the talent now, people will say, is different. It's just a lot more talented players now in the NBA back in the day. Even like, you know what I mean? And that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Like back in the day when Bill Russell was playing, the talent wasn't nowhere close to what when Michael was playing. You know what I mean? The talent just keeps
right,
getting better every few years. You know what I mean? So, and that's a good thing. So, like I know the centers back in the day, and I'm not saying that the centers weren't great back in the day, but the centers now, in my opinion, when it comes to skill, I'm not saying that they're better. When it comes to skill, doing more, I'll say that doing more. I think they're doing more nowadays. They're shooting. Is their responsibilities are more than what it was back in the day. You got Jokic as a center being able to be better than a lot of these point guards out here. He's a point center. He's doing so much as a center. You know what I
right.
mean? Centers are shooting threes. I don't know who started that. Was it Tim? Was it Rasheed Wallace? Who I don't know who it was, but they started shooting threes. At some point, Kevin Garnett started shooting threes. Now they're starting to shoot threes. Back in the day, they wasn't doing that. Like, and I don't want to sound like I'm coming at back in the day players, but its skill set is different. And I'm like I said, I'm not saying they're better because you got to win championships. You got to win
Right.
championships to be on the level of the greats that we talking about. But when it comes to the skill set offensive, I'm just talking about the offensive portion of the game. They're doing so much more. They're not just, oh, I'm just going to rebound and play defense. No, you're doing everything now. So,
Right. I agree with what you said. In other words, the centers today are able to be effective in other ways. That's what you're saying basically. Because I mean, you look at Jokic. I mean, he finished with 10 assists when they played us. So that shows he's able to impact the game in other ways and not
yeah,
just scoring and playing defense. And I mean, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, those guys are defensive guys, but I get the point that you're making there. Bruce says Jokic is not dominating over David Robinson. What you think?
see, like it's like I don't want to say he'll
Yeah, I
be
know people
dominating,
hate
but
doing
he'll
these
definitely get
hypotheticals.
them. He'll definitely find a way to like. This is the thing. When it comes to Jokic, it's not that he can beat you just getting buckets himself. He's going to get other people buckets. So that's his game. So even if he does get like even if Robinson is guarding him and he can't score on Robinson, I guarantee you Jokic is going to find a way to impact the game in some other way on the offensive side of the ball. You know what I
Right,
mean? That's just
right.
my opinion. I'm not saying that he will cook Robinson. I'm not going to be disrespectful to an all-time great, but I think he will find a way do to put some value on the team so his team can win.
Yeah, I agree. And Bruce said Sabonis, Oscar Schmidt, they were shooting threes. And yeah, that's true. And I think Bill Laimbeer for the Pistons in the 80s, he was shooting threes too. But I mean
On
his
the level of what they're doing now,
No, not now. No, no, I'm not saying that. I mean, 1 3 a game. You know, 2 threes. You know,
Yeah,
three.
like
Yeah, that's the volume that he was at.
let me let me be more specific. I know that there was centers that probably shot threes back in the day, but I'm talking about on the level of now. I'm talking about 5 threes a game. There, I can't. What center can you name was shooting 5 threes a game? They would probably get. They
Never.
would probably tell him to never play if they was doing that back in the day. If they was
Yeah,
doing that in
never.
in the 80s and stuff,
You
what
would get
center
benched.
shooting 5 times in the game from
You would
three?
get. Yeah, you would get benched. I
You
mean,
probably get benched.
Kareem was not shooting threes. Moses Malone was not shooting threes.
No,
Most of those center Hakeem Olajuwon was not shooting threes.
no.
Uh,
And I'm not. That's not taken away from their greatness, though. Like I don't want people.
right,
Oh well, you're trying to make it seem like the centers back are better now than then. I'm not saying that, but they're doing a lot more than what they were doing when it comes to the offensive side of the ball. Like when it comes to shooting threes and being a point center. You know what I mean?
right. That's
That's just my
that's
take.
facts. Yeah, I mean, I know Bruce. Bruce is definitely gonna disagree because Bruce, he likes the '90s. So
So who shot 5 threes a game, Bruce? In the
nobody,
80s, who shot 5 threes a game?
nobody. I mean, even you just read it off. Larry Bird, his highest three point attempts was like what, three, four,
3 attempts, not even
three or
four,
two. So he
3.
was not even taking five. So
Even the
yeah,
wings weren't taken. The only wings that I probably, off the top of my head, right? I don't know how far Ray Allen would when he got drafted. Ray
90,
Allen, Reggie
96.
Miller would probably taking the most threes that I could think off the top of my head. What's Curry's father's name again? What's his?
Dell Curry.
Him too. Who else? Like they weren't shooting that many three. It wasn't that, and it's not. It's not that they can't do it. I'm not saying that they can't do it. It's just a different game. The game is different.
Right.
You know what I mean, now they're practicing shooting threes from half court, bro. Literally. I'm just saying they're practicing shooting threes from half court. Like you got these dudes, like, and I'm not trying to come at Trey Young. He's trying to be like Steph Curry now. I mean, he's a point guard though, but I'm just saying, like they practice from half court now.
Yeah. Nah, Bruce, stop it. Steve Kerr was not shooting five threes. The most he took was probably like three or two. He was coming off the bench and he was not taking five. If he
Matter
if
of
he
fact, let me
took
look
five
up Reggie
threes,
Miller.
yeah,
How many
Reggie Miller would
threes did
probably be
Reggie
at
Miller
five or
shoot a game?
six. Probably
Reggie
five or
Miller and
six.
Ray Allen are probably like the only two I could be like, all right, yeah, they took a lot of. It's just a different type of game. It's just different.
Right. Yeah,
It's
Mark
not.
Price.
It doesn't
Yeah, Mark
matter.
Price for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the '90s. Yeah, '80s, '90s. Yeah. So Tuna Sports, you a Cavs fan, so you know that.
So yeah, so Reggie Miller was different. He was shooting. His attempts was 6, 4, 5. Some years 4. He was different. I will say that. And then his average per he shot. Dang, his average from three is 39.5 from three. Wow, and he shot that many times. That man was. Let me look up Ray Allen. Ray
Wait, go
Allen.
to go to go to his peak.
Oh, his peak.
Yeah, his peak, and tell me how many threes he was shooting.
So for Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Reggie. And was that the year they 1996-97? He shot
Uh,
6 times, 6.6 times a game.
okay.
96-97. And he shot 42% from yo, this fool was nasty with it. So God, I don't know. That could be a whew. He was nasty with it. I ain't gonna lie. Now Ray Allen, I don't know. Let's look up Ray Allen real quick before
Yeah,
we
he
get
was
off.
he was nasty. He was nasty too.
Yeah, Ray
And
Allen was nasty with
let
it
me
too.
let me tell you this story about Ray Allen. So funny thing, I know Aaron McKee, right? He was a head coach of the college I went to,
Love
and
Aaron.
we was having a discussion, and he was saying how Ray Allen was cold back then. Now, when he said Ray Allen, I just thought, I mean, 2013, 2014, Ray Allen was over. Like, what do you mean he was cooking? And he was like, bro, go do your research on Ray Allen and come back and let's have this conversation. So I went back, I did my research. Ray Allen has seasons where he's averaging 30 in the playoffs. I was like, God damn.
Hey, let me say this right now. Yo, Ray Allen was another different. I mean, his
He
peak was
was.
2002-3 season. This man was shooting up to seven threes a game, bro. Like with
That's
with
crazy.
Seattle Sonics, right?
Seattle, yeah, Seattle.
Yo, this man was shooting seven. So See, and I think, and I gotta compare. I gotta compare the numbers of Steph, Ray, and Reggie. I think those are the top three. I mean, you could probably put Klay Thompson there too, right? And see when like look at their percentages and see how many times they shoot. But I don't think anybody shot the three more than Steph Curry. You know what I mean? I don't think
And you got to
anybody
think
has.
about in the variety of ways that Steph is able to shoot that three,
Right.
right?
Off
Because
the
I mean,
dribble.
off the dribble,
You know what
off
I
a
mean?
screen,
Everything.
at a standstill. These
Create his
guys. I
own
mean,
shot.
these guys can't really create on the same level that Steph Curry does it. So, and I know Bruce, you're not going to disagree with me on that. That Steph Curry's a
Nah,
way better.
he gonna disagree
Yeah,
with you on that,
no, he's
bro.
not. He's a Curry fan. Curry's a way off the dribble 3-point shooter than Ray Allen and Reggie Miller.
Sam Perkins, Van Exel, Scott, Vernon Maxwell, Ellis Rice, Ray Allen was extra cold. Yeah, Ray Allen was extra cold.
Yeah, Ray Allen
I'm
was.
looking at his numbers for his career. He shot 40%. But when he was with the Seattle Sonics, this man was shooting 7 threes a game in that year, in one of those years. His highest percentage from three is 45%, and that's with the Boston Celtics in 2011. And he shot the three 5 times, up to 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this man's been Mr. Consistent from three. It's
Right,
amazing, man.
right.
A great free
But
throw shooter.
the
Just
sad part is all those guys they were not on the dream team. You know what I'm saying? So Reggie Miller was not on the dream team. Ray Allen was not on the dream team. So who's going to save the dream team in terms of making outside shots? Because that's my strategy. Now, if you play single coverage on them, they're gonna get to the basket. It's gonna be all types of layups and dunks and bro.
I remember when Ray Allen was on the Sonics, man, a little bit like growing up, and I was watching him play, and I'm just like, he can create up the dribble, and maybe he might not be to create up the dribble like a Steph Curry, but
Mhm.
he could create a little bit and get a shot up. He was
Yeah,
nasty. I remember him
when I
dunking on
compared it,
people.
I mean when I compared it, I'm saying like they can't do it to the level that Steph Curry's
Yes, on
doing,
the
and
level.
yeah,
Yes,
and the degree of difficulty as well. Steph Curry's coming down half court, sometimes 2-3 steps off half court, and he's making those shots. I care about degree of difficulty. I don't know about you, but me personally, I do.
yeah. Steph Curry's a different. See,
Yeah,
I gotta look at
he
the numbers,
nasty.
but when you talk about like Ray Allen and you talk about Reggie, you talk about Klay Thompson, the numbers, I guarantee they're not gonna be too far off. I know Steph Curry's that bull, but I highly doubt it's gonna be to the point where it's like night and day. Like Steph Curry is like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Compared to Reggie Miller and Ray Allen, because these dudes were simply amazing, man. Like I mean, the only thing I didn't like about my boy Ray Allen is when he went to the when he went to the Miami Heat and won that championship. He should have just stayed with the Celtics. He should have stayed with the Celtics and try to run it back and win, man. You don't go to the person that just beat you. You don't do that. And that's why I didn't respect my bull KD. Because when you was with the Thunder with Westbrook, y'all lost, and then you go to the team that beat you. And you could have beat them because you was up 3-1, right? In the series at that point. And you just
Right.
choked. So it's like, why? I don't know, man.
I mean the Ray Allen thing, Boston didn't want to pay him, so that's why he left. But I mean, I see what you
Oh,
mean. I
for
mean,
real? They didn't want to pay Ray?
yeah, they didn't want. I mean, he said that on ESPN.
Oh, that's crazy. They
Yeah, he
smart.
said that. Now KD, I mean, that's a different. I don't agree with him. I even though I believe he should have left. He should have left the Thunder because he wasn't going to win with Russell Westbrook. But going to a team that beat you, that did make it
No.
seem terrible. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
hey Mike, man, it's been really really interesting talking hoops with you. You got any last thoughts or last comments that you want to make before we get up off
Oh
here?
man. This was thank you for having me on your show. I just want to say this, man. For all the Sixer fans out there, man, get y'all popcorn ready, get your lemon pepper wings ready, get your garlic parmesan wings ready, get your buffalo wings ready, buffalo sauce wings ready. Get it all ready, man. Because I'm telling you this right now, the Sixers are the real deal. I understand people are still concerned about the power forward position, but I think we got enough. And I feel like this big three, and I'm talking about that bull Tyrese, I'm talking about that bull Paul George, I'm talking about that bull Joel Embiid. I feel like we have enough to to really contend for a championship this year. I know that the East definitely is good. It's good. And it ain't like the West, but the East is very top heavy. And I think actually the East is getting more even. I think there's a good 5 teams in the East that are definitely I say 3 or 4. I don't know. There's some good teams in the East, but I keep taking the Bucks out of the equation, but because of Doc Rivers, but they still got talent, they still got Giannis, they still got Dame time, so they got a chance. You know what I mean? But I just get ready, man. I feel like the Sixers are going to shock a lot of people this year. And I'm not going to say if healthy because I'm going to speak it into existence. We will be healthy this year. And I just want people, when we finally get to where we want to get to, meaning the Eastern Conference Finals and the NBA Finals, I just want people to put some more respect on Joel Embiid's name. But even if they don't, it is what it is. They're going to hate on the greats. But keep that same energy when we win. That's all I got to say. Let's go Sixers.
Yes, sir. And Bruce, he didn't call the Sixers a super team. So stop.
Super team Sixers.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah. Bruce,
man.
Bruce tried to be funny right there. Yeah, I see what he was doing right there. But yeah, I mean, the Sixers, we definitely have a chance. But we look good on paper, but we got to see what we look like on the floor. We got to see what
Chemistry.
it looks like. Yeah, we got to get chemistry. Camaraderie. We got to build everything. And make sure everything clicks before the playoffs begin. But hey, Mike, bro, appreciate you for stopping by on DFJ Hoops. Uh,
The vibes,
I'm gonna
man.
definitely have you on again. It was a great conversation with you. Some good back and forth on the Rudy Gobert thing. We gonna definitely do this again. We'll do it
Yeah,
real soon.
we gonna have to agree to disagree on Rudy. I understand what you're
Right,
saying,
right, right.
bro, but man.
Hey man, great centers get cooked, bro. Great centers get cooked. So, but yeah, we'll leave it at that. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. If you watched to this point, please make sure you leave a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I might let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me on YouTube, Mike Sports Vibes. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. I'm the only Mike Sports Vibes. Mike, Mike Sports Vibes, Vibez. And yeah, and I'm a hybrid sports fan, so I talk about three of the main sports in America. I talk about the Phillies, I talk about the Sixers, and I talk about the Minnesota Vikings. I'm Philly everything besides football. Vikings for football.
That's right.
Yeah.
And look at Bruce. Go Bears, go Gert. Bruce, you're funny as hell. But yeah, Mike Sports Vibes. That's where you can find him at. I'm gonna definitely have his channel pinned. I'm gonna have it in the title, so y'all can just click on it and you can sub to his channel. He really covers the Sixers, calls the games as well, the Sixers, the Vikings, and the Phillies. So y'all can check him out. But yeah, it was a great conversation. We catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.